Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we'll continue our query in database. We'll find some more criterias for queries, and then we'll look for calculated field and some aggregation functions. So let's start. We'll try to find some criteria. So let's have a query. So we'll go with a create and a design query. Now we need two tables, patient and the visit table. The simplest way, you can select both of them with the help of shift and arrow key and then click on the add. So, and we can close this one. So we can display from the patient table the last name. So double click the first name, double click, phone, address, city, and email. Okay, and similarly from the visit table, we'll go for the visit ID, visit date, and with the reason. Okay, and now what we will do is we'll go with the, let me close this property. In the city, I will have a criteria. Okay, so in the city, the criteria is Bloomfield. So Bloomfield. Okay, we have a city Bloomfield. So as soon as I move my arrow, you'll see that there's a double quotation sign. So this is double quotation sign because this field is a text field or short text field. So let's run it. There you go. So you can see that we have all records from Bloomfield City. And you know, this Bloomfield City is the part of our criteria. So we know that any information comes, it will be from Bloomfield City. So do we need to display this column? I don't think so. So what we can do is we can go to the design. Okay, and then I can say in the show button, I can turn this thing off, uncheck. So now if I execute, I will not see this city column, but for sure, because the condition is for Bloomfield City, for sure this information belongs to the Bloomfield City. Now we can save this query. Okay, we can save it as a Bloomfield patient. So I can click on the file, save, and the name is Bloomfield patients. Okay, click OK. Now you can see that in the queries I have the Bloomfield patients. So let me close this query and see what is the next on the next slide. Okay, this time what we will do is we'll right click on this one, we'll do the copy paste. Okay, so I can do a copy, and I'll paste the same query. Now I have a different name now. So I'll put my different name. This is earlier visits. Okay, so in the earlier visits, save it. So we have the earlier visit now. So I can open this one into my, go to the design. Okay, and now in the visit date, so in the visit date, what I'll do is I'll type, okay, I'm looking for records earlier than 2016, January 1st, 2016. Now, as soon as I move my cursor, you will see the pound sign before and after the date. So this is the requirement, before and after date. You remember that we were having a double quotation when we were talking about the city, but this is the date. So date needs a pound sign before and after. Okay, and now let's see, we can, do we have the city condition? Yeah, we have the city condition. You know, we have to remove the city condition because I'm just looking for all records that are before this one. So we don't need the city condition. So I can remove this one and I can display the city column again. So let's run it and see here. Now if you can see here, we have like all the records belongs to before 2016. So all the records from 2015 I can see now date of visit. Okay, now in the next example, we will be working on multiple selection criteria. At this point in time, we are having only one criteria. What is that? Before 1116. Okay, so let's create a new query. Okay, let me close this one and save it as an earlier visits. Create a new query, design the query. It will be again from patients and visits. I can select both table, click add, close. Now in this one I need first name, the last name. You see the sequence doesn't matter. Whatever the sequence you will put the fields, it will display accordingly. And the birth date, and now I need the visit date from here, and I need the reason as well. So in the birth date, I'm looking for people before 12 December 31st 1956. Okay, so this is my one criteria, and the reason is I'm looking for the people who have influenza, and this should be in the quotation. As soon as I move my cursor, it will come in the quotation because this is this. Now remember, when we have two criterias, and we are writing in the same line, you see, in the same line we are writing, this is and criteria. Yani I'm looking for people before 1956, they were born 31st December, and the reason for visit was influenza. So both the condition must be true, both condition. So let's go and run the query. Oh, I found nothing. It means there was no one before 1956 who has the influenza. Okay, so let me save this query as name as older and influenza. We can say flu patient, older and flu patient. No? Click OK. So this is done. Now let's see. We will be using now OR logical operator. OR logical operator, and for that matter, what we're going to do is we'll go with the same older. I can make a copy. By the way, I can do Control C and Control V. There you go. And you can see I can put the name older or flu patient. This time I'll be working with the OR operator. Let's go. So this is my older OR. So let me go for the design view. Now this is my OR. In the OR, what I need to do is, if you see here in the criteria, I have an OR. So if I represent in the same line, this is AND. But if I go for the next line, this is my OR. So the condition is I need to see the patients born before 1956 December 31st, or reason was visit was influenza. Now let's run and see the, oh my god, we have so many patients now. If you see, this has before 1956 but no influenza, so one condition is true. Here another condition is true. It is after, it is influenza, but it is not before 56. So you see here, so I'm getting both information. Either he's born before 1951 or he got influenza at any age. So in 1986 influenza, we are here. If you see 1991 influenza, we are here. In 78 influenza, we are here. So if you see this part, again we'll go for the design view. If you put the condition, the criteria on two different lines, this means you're talking about OR. Okay, so let's save it and go for the next query. Now changing the appearance of this query. Okay, so I just run it. I want to change the appearance of this query for this query. So how it will happen is, now I can change the size. I can change the size to 14. Oh, there you go. So we have now a bigger size. Double click on that. And now I want to have, if you see here, this is for the rows, and I want to have, actually, if you see here, I'm having a banded row with a light gray. I want to change the light gray to orange. How is that? To light orange. There you go. You see? So we can change the appearance of the date sheet, of the data sheet. We can change the font size. No, I think font size 12 is fine. There you go. So we can change the appearance of the data sheet as well. Okay, now we will create a calculated field. Okay, so let me close this one. Create a new query from the create with the design. Now visit and billing. So I need a billing and I need a visit. So click close. Now in this one, I need visit ID. I can get it from here, doesn't matter. Patient ID, visit date, and then invoice item, and then invoice amount. Okay, and now in the invoice paid, do we have invoice paid? Okay, we need invoice paid as well. Okay, invoice paid must be no. I'm looking for the people who never paid me the money. Okay, so invoice paid is no. So if I run this query, you will see that there is nothing clicked. So it means all people are those who never paid me the amount. So let's go to the design view, and I don't want to display this column because I know that no mean no, it will display only those records which never paid. And let me save the query. So I say unpaid invoices and late fee. I'll put them a fee, late fee, because they didn't pay the money in time. So this is a late fee. So now calculated fee, because I want to put 2% on the top of the invoice payment. So what we can do is, so click on the blank column and right click and go for the build. Go for the build. And in this one, what you can do is, you see here we have the invoice item, the invoice amount. Double click on that. So it will come here, and I'll say multiply by 0.02, 2%. Click OK. And now run the query. If you see here, I got 125, and this is the 2% of this. If it was 100, it is 2. Since it is like 125, so it is like 2.5. So that is what we have. Now what we can do is we can just go for design, and I want to put it like a currency. Okay, so I can go for the property sheet. I can click here, the property sheet. In this one, I can say, okay, the format is currency. There you go. Let's run it. Okay, now I got the currency. I don't want this column, expression 1. I need some other information. So I can go up there, and I can see, I can select, and I can put late fee. No space, remember, no space here at this point in time. So I can run it. So now I got invoice amount and the late fees. Okay, so I can save my query like as a unpaid invoice late fee. Okay, now we did the currency sign. Okay, and we created the calculated field. Now we'll go for the aggregate function. Okay, so let me close this one. On the billing table, at the bottom, I want to see the total in this line. So we have this button. This is the total button. I can click on that, and you see I got a total here. Now in this part, I can click and I can say I am looking for the sum. So these are all my aggregate function. You understand? So I got 20,703 as a function. So this is what I'm doing calculation on the table. This is my table. So let's see if I can create a query and I can use the aggregate function. So I can I can save the billing. Now I'll go for the create. I'll go for another query. And this query, I want to go for the billing table. Okay. And now in the billing table, I need the total of all invoices, and I need a minimum amount, and I need maximum amount. Okay, so this is the amount. So I can put this thing for the 3 times in, and then I have total column here. See the total button, click on that. Now in this total I say I'm looking for sum. In this one, I say I need minimum amount. In this one, I say I need maximum amount. You see that? Let's run it. If you see that, the sum of invoice is 20,703. The minimum invoice, the lowest invoice in that amount is 30, and the maximum amount of invoice is 450. If you see, I have a different caption. You see that? The caption is different now. So I got maximum of amount or something like that. So this is I can save this one as a query. Invoice amount statistics. Okay. Let's see what we have next. Group by feature. This is another interesting point. You know, in the group by, I want to find out how many of them are walk-in and how many of them are with appointment. So I can go back and I can say, okay, in the billing, do we have the walk-in? No, walk-in is not available here. So where is the walk-in? They are in the visit. Okay, so what I can do is I can click and drag the visit table. I can bring it here. And you see, since there's a visit ID, there's a visit ID, so they have kind of relationship. So I can click on the walk-in now. Walk-in comes up here and I say group by walk-in. Yani I need a total by appointment and by, you know, if I just look at the visit table, you'll see either walk-in yes or no. So we have, so it will display me either yes or no. So I'll be having 2 rows now. Okay, so this is the total for those guys who were walk-in, and this is the total of the guys who were, you know, by appointment. So now we have two amounts, total of amounts, like for the walk-in and for the guys who are with the appointment. So okay, now we will go for the we can see, yeah, and now we can show you the navigation pane. If you see, our navigation pane is now with the object type. You see that? Object type mean similar kind of object are grouped together. Any table is with all the tables are under the table, all the queries are in the queries, and similarly form in the form and report in the report. But if I say I would like to go for table and the related view, so what it will do, it will say, okay, visit table. Now all these reports are linked with the visit table. That is why you can see here with the visit group, with the visit table. Now similarly the billing, you see here, they are with the billing table, and the patient table and the report linked with the patient table. You see that? So this is how you can change the display of your navigation pane as well. So I can click back to the object type, so I can see all the table together, all the queries together, and like that. So that's it for today. Inshallah, in the next lecture we'll be working on the form wizard, and then we'll be working on some, you know, other advanced stuff like subform. And so inshallah, kafara majlis, subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.